Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about how to use your time effectively while playing Rocket League. Now whether you've just started out or you've been playing for a long time, you'll always want to be getting better at playing the game. Because damn, those ranks are just so shiny, aren't they? But as you rank up, so do your opponents, and the level of play just keeps getting higher and higher. So how do you keep up with this ever-raising bar? Well, that's what I'm hopefully gonna help you with. Time is something we always find ourselves short of, no matter what we're doing. That's often why so many of us are impatient, because you know, time is of the essence. And if you're playing Rocket League, then you'll be very familiar with a lack of time. I mean, we get 5 minutes to win a game and then you're 2-1 down with 20 seconds on the clock. Time has never been more pressing. Perhaps some of you work full-time jobs, some of you may have multiple jobs, some of you may be studying and some of you may be playing Rocket League all day every day. But no matter how much you're playing, you'll always still have a limited amount of time to get better. When I started getting into Rocket League, I was working full-time, and I was travelling to and from work, which took up about another 3 hours on top of the 8 hours I already took working. I live with my girlfriend and I like to tell myself I have a social life. Now this leaves me with quite little time to play Rocket League. Now let's say we have 16 hours in a day. I'm working for 8, I'm travelling for 3, I'll spend another hour making and eating dinner, and another hour hanging out with my girlfriend. Now this is just an example, so don't take it too literally, but I'd be left with a maximum of about 3 hours to play Rocket League during the weekdays. Now that doesn't seem like a lot when you compare to those players who play full time, or the guys that have been playing way before you started, or look at the pros for example with over 10,000 hours. How are you supposed to catch up, or keep up with the way that they play? So how much can you really improve with 3 hours a day? That was the question I was asking myself, and at times I was wondering if playing Rocket League is even worth it if I can't put in enough time to really get better at the game. So when I was Plat and barely able to hit the ball consistently, Champion felt so far away. But this was negative thinking, which I'm sure all of you have experienced at least once during your Rocket League career. It wasn't until I got some coaching that I started to be a little more positive with what I could achieve in Rocket League with a limited amount of time, and that's because I created some clear goals to achieve both short-term and long-term. Perhaps it's also because my coach is also an incredible hype man. Let's go, champ! Either way, I think I figured out some kind of plan that works really, really well. Well, at least for me anyway. Alright, so let's say you've got 3 hours a day to play. The first thing you're going to want to do is just to get into free play and just do that for 3 hours a day. I'm just kidding. You see, I've heard that a million times. Free play is the way, and that's because, I mean, it is. But what if free play isn't cutting it for you? Or you're like me and you're a perfectly sane person who might go crazy from spending so much time in free play? Well, fortunately, there's loads of other ways around this, especially if you play on PC. Together with my coach, I came up with a training schedule, and I strongly believe that, especially if you're on short time, you should have a training schedule. This is going to give you a structured and guaranteed way to improve, because if you are disciplined and follow it to the T, then there's no way you won't improve at the game. If you've watched my first video, my Rocket League career so far, then you'll have heard that I went from silver in 1s to high plat in 2s and 3s to champ in about 350 hours. I'd say that this is probably a fairly average amount of time to make this achievement. But as I also mentioned, I'm 27 years old and I learn things slow, so for some of you, this process could go even faster with the right training plan. My training plan may not work as well for you as it did for me, so take it with a pinch of salt and feel free to substitute any specific training drills with the drills that match you, whether it fits your skill and ability, or you just get more enjoyment from doing it. My training schedule took roughly 2.5 hours, and I did this every single day. I'd start off with just 10 minutes in free play, most of the time just slapping the ball around the pitch as fast as I can, which really helped me to improve my ability to keep my momentum, my accuracy on the ball, and being able to hit the ball in awkward situations. If I didn't feel like doing that, I'd practice a specific shot or mechanic, and given I played a lot of ones and loved dribbles and flicks, I'd often spend those 10 minutes practicing the 180 flick and the musty flick. What I'm trying to say here is that free play is free play. It's totally up to you what you do in free play. So once I'd completed at least 10 minutes in free play, I'd quickly move on to my next drill, which was 10 minutes in the Obstacle Course 2.0 workshop map. This is a fantastic map for improving your aerial control. I really love this map personally because you can easily see how much you're improving your aerial control each day. As long as you remember which level you made it to last time, or if you're autistic like me, you keep a spreadsheet to track everything, which I'll get into in a bit. I recommend trying to complete each level as fast as you can without fucking up. Really push your limits. Once you are really comfortable making your way through the levels, try doing it backwards. Being able to control your car while going backwards in the air is also really important as you rank up. Now once you're really comfortable with going backwards, try adding some more air rolls or flips where possible to really get the hang of aerial movement. In lower ranks, having superior aerials is going to help you rank up super fast, as you'll be able to hit shots from places your opponents can't reach, and simply beat your opponent to the ball more often than not. The next step in my training plan is the Speed Jump Boost map by DMC. You may have tried this one before as it's super popular, as there were maps that preceded it. Speed Jump Trials 1 and 2. This map again improves your aerial ability, only this time you'll have limited boost, which forces you to understand the momentum of your car and allowing it to conserve as much boost as possible. This is so important in Rocket League. Knowing how to manipulate the momentum of your car in Rocket League, to me, is probably the most important mechanic you'll ever learn. Seriously, if you can keep a steady momentum during games, you'll be able to get to the right positions more often and faster, meaning you get more meaningful shots on the ball, you get caught out less, and are able to make more saves, and more importantly, especially for you solo queuers, you'll put your teammates in an awkward position less often. One of the great things about this Speed Jump Boost map is that it has 3 different difficulties: easy, medium, and hard. And when I say hard, it's fucking ridiculous. You should really be aiming to get comfortable with both the easy and medium tracks if you're under Champ 1. Once you hit Champ, I'd recommend you really start grinding that hard track to take your movement to the next level. So what about ball control on the ground? It's important as well. And that's where Dribble Challenge 2.0 comes in, which is probably one of the most subscribed workshop maps out there, and for a good reason. It was this dribbling map that pretty much carried me from silver to high plat in ones. It's that good. That's also why I recommend doing this map for at least 30 minutes. And if you've got time to spare, especially the first time, I would grind it to get as far as you can without throwing your PC out the window. When I first started doing the Dribble Challenge map, I couldn't even get past level 5 within 30 minutes. But I stuck with it, and I did it every single day to get as far as I could each time. Now I can just about complete the full 30 levels in 30 minutes. And that's only a few weeks later. It will probably be really frustrating at first, but trust me, stick with this map and you'll rank up so quickly. If you're having difficulty or really feel stuck on a specific level in the Dribble Challenge, let me know in the comments and I'll make a video explaining some tactics or strategies to beating the levels, or at least how I do them anyway. Rather than watching those guys who complete it in 5 minutes with all their fancy tricks, flicks and shortcuts. I mean seriously, fuck those guys. I'm looking at you, Gainer. Seriously though, if you don't know Gainer, go check out his Dribble Challenge video where he completes it in just over 4 minutes because it's pretty insane. Alright, let's move on to the last part of my training schedule. If you thought any of the drills or maps I mentioned before were frustrating, then this one is probably going to top it. It's pretty simple, but you're going to be playing 1v1. If you want to be playing at least 10 games of 1v1 a day, this is a guaranteed way at getting better at Rocket League. I know it can be really painful at times. The kickoff goals, the shitty 50s, hitting the crossbar and giving your opponent an open net, having those awkward moments at your back wall where you can't seem to get in a good enough position to challenge or hit the ball without the opponent making you look like a donkey while he executes a perfect doomsday dish, or the Pulse Smurfs clipping on you in gold. And yes, that does actually happen. It's frustrating, but if you stick with it, you will, as I once got told, get good fast. Playing ones doesn't just make you better at scoring goals or hitting the ball, it trains you at everything. Shadow defense, you'll be doing plenty of that. Dribbling, all the time. Power shots, epic counterplay. And hear me out, every goal you concede, you're accepting your own mistake, because you don't have a teammate to blame. There is no rotation, just you and your opponent. This is such a great thing to have. The more you recognize your mistakes, the faster you learn how to fix them. Not sure why you are losing? That's okay, I know that feeling. But you can save your replays of your lost games, and then when you watch closely, I bet you'll notice tons of mistakes you're making. Like going for that corner boost over ball, doing shitty kickoffs or going for dumb 50s. Or just taking a bit of a wide angle and not shadowing close enough. And trust me, other than demo spawns, there is no such thing as luck in Rocket League. Sure, you can be unfortunate, but any luck is created by you or the opponent doing something either good or stupid. Okay, so you don't need to copy my training plan one for one, but try using it as a template for your own plan and track your improvement like I did. See where you were a week from now, 2 weeks from now, or a month from now. You know what? Make a schedule, stick with it for at least a month, and let me know where you got to, and I'll give a free prize to the person who's gained the most ranks. Ah, right. Ranked. I forgot to mention ranked. All this training, but when do you get time to play ranked 2s and 3s? Well, you don't. No, I'm just fucking with you. My training usually took me about 2.5 hours, so I was often left with about 30 minutes to an hour afterwards to play ranked, or any other game mode for that matter. I also took breaks every now and then from my training schedule just to play a bit more ranked with friends, and I'd grind ranked on the weekends. There's no need to feel guilty for enjoying the game. This isn't the military, this isn't school, you don't have a teacher scolding you for not doing your homework. So you get to decide how much you play ranked and how much you train. Just please, do it for yourself, train for yourself because you won't regret it. This has been another boring and excruciating video by Aidanseesthings, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrible content. Peace out, gamers.